Lesson 6.4 Trial Conduct, Deviations, Queries, and Data. Even in the best-run trials, things go wrong. Participants miss visits, staff make data entry errors, protocol procedures are completed out of window. In this lesson, we look at the systematic frameworks that clinical trials use to manage these realities and how data quality is maintained from first entry through database lock. A protocol deviation is any departure from the approved protocol that has not received prior written approval. This includes departures from the protocol itself, from the ICF process, and from the GCP requirements that underpin the study. Deviations are classified into two categories. Major deviations, sometimes called important protocol deviations, are those that could directly affect participant safety or the integrity of the study's primary conclusions. The examples on the left column of the slide illustrate the most serious categories: enrolling a participant who does not meet eligibility criteria, administering the wrong dose or wrong drug, missing a primary endpoint assessment, conducting any study procedure before informed consent was obtained, administering a prohibited medication, or failing to report a serious adverse event. When any of these occurs, the sponsor must be notified immediately. The PI must document and assess the deviation, and the IRB must typically be informed. Minor deviations, shown on the right, are departures with no meaningful impact on participant safety or data integrity. A visit completed 2 days outside the protocol window. A lab sample collected slightly late. A documentation error that was corrected with an audit trail. These are documented, assessed for root cause, and used to identify retraining opportunities, but they do not typically require IRB notification. The most important principle in deviation management is cultural, not procedural. A trial environment that identifies, documents, and addresses deviations openly is a healthy one. Regulators are far more alarmed by a trial with 0 deviations, which is almost certainly underreporting, than by one with a managed, documented deviation log. The goal is transparency, not perfection. Every data point in a clinical trial goes through a quality control process. When data does not make sense, when it is outside a normal range, inconsistent with another field, or simply missing, a query is raised. Queries follow a 4-stage life cycle in the EDC. Generated. A query is created, either automatically by the system's built-in edit checks or manually by the monitor or data management team. Open. The site team receives the query notification and must respond. The coordinator reviews the source document and either corrects the data entry, if it was a genuine error, or provides a justification explaining why the data is correct as entered. Answered. The DM team or monitor reviews the response. If it resolves the issue, the query is closed. If not, a follow-up query is issued. Closed. The data is confirmed correct, and the query is formally resolved with a complete audit trail. Closed queries cannot be reopened without a documented amendment. Query resolution rate and query age are key performance metrics for sites. A site with hundreds of open queries that are 90 days old has a data quality problem. Active query management, responding within 5 business days, is a sign of a well-run site. Database lock is the point at which the clinical database is declared complete and final. No further changes without a formal documented process. The lock readiness checklist shown on screen is the standard set of conditions that must all be met before the sponsor, data management lead, and biostatistics team sign the database lock memo. The most consequential items: all queries closed, all deviations assessed, all SAE data reconciled between the safety database and the clinical database. Database lock triggers the handoff from data management to statistical analysis.